You watch over us all the time, bless us all the time, and I know I take it for granted sometimes, but everything good, Father, comes from you, and you're always there for us. Help us do this business of our great Cherokee Nation here. Help us to control our thoughts and our speech, and just to make sure everything we do is for the Cherokee people here. So we love you and thank you most of all for Jesus. Amen.
Hey, Gail, can you do the roll call, please?
Keith Austin. Danny Callison. Here. Sean Crittenden. Here. Joe Deere. Aye. Mike Dobbins. Here. Rex Jordan. Here. Johnny Kidwell. Here. Darrell Legg. Here. Wes Snowfire. Dora Paskowski. Here. Joshua Sam.
Here.
Mike Shambaugh. Here. Melvina Shoppounce. E.O. Smith. Here. Candessa Teehee. Victoria Vasquez. You have a quorum.
All right, thank you. Guess we'll move into new business and see here. Has everyone had a chance to look over the recommendations for the political contributions? Do we have any discussion? Councilman Kidwell?
Thank you. I'd like to offer a friendly amendment to approve all the names on this PAC list, with the exception of Senate candidate Keith Austin, until the final conflict of interest determination can be made by the Cherokee Nation Attorney General.
Second. Okay, got a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Kim, are you on with us right now?
Yes, sir.
Hey, Kim, I was at a meeting with Senator Langford 2 days ago, and he mentioned that the most he could accept is $2,900, and on our paper it says $5,000. Is that correct?
Yes, it is. So $2,900 is to the member in his individual campaign. $5,000 is for the PAC.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Kim, Councilor Dobbins here. On the state candidates, what determines whether a candidate or incumbent receives $1,000 or $2,900?
Counselor, thank you for that question. We go through many factors when coming up with these recommendations. Among them include coordinating with House and Senate leadership on both sides of the aisle. It also includes what committees they serve on, if they are chairs of committees or the minority leader of that committee. It also matters if they're authors of certain bills that we support. Also, their voting record. We make sure that we have at least 2 bills that we advance in every legislative session. That has given us the ability to have a record of where members stand. It also puts us in front of the legislators every legislative session as well. And so those are the primary factors. The other factor is the council was kind enough to double our political giving budget so that we can have a targeted and sustained giving throughout this fiscal year. So we are also planning to come back to the council in April and possibly in June and possibly again in August. We're waiting till after April to after filings to see if there are additional candidates that we want to give to. So we're just trying to keep this particular round under 400,000, and so you see the amounts are adjusted in a way that kept us under the 400,000. If we have more to give, then we'll do that again throughout additional meetings.
Okay, if I may, a follow-up, Kim. On my last page anyway, it has state issues include the ball and dice, itemized tax deduction for gambling losses, Native American Day, tax credit for doctors in rural tribal areas, Ida's law, tracking tribal students in public schools. Do these candidates we are supporting, do they have to support just one of those items or most of the items? Is there a criteria we're using?
we honestly, Counselor, what we do is we look at 100%. We look at 100% or maybe these candidates were not with us on one of the issues, but we do weigh that. We absolutely do weigh that.
Okay, but they have to support at
That's
least,
why, and, a great majority. These candidates that are on the list are 100%, or maybe one vote was not with us. But if somebody's not with us on something, we do go back to them and we ask for the reason why, and we notate that. Also take that into account. If they couldn't be with us because there's a political reason for them and they knew the bill was going to pass anyway, so they were a no vote, for example. Ball and dice is an example of that. And we notate that. If it were a tight vote, then they would have been with us, but they felt like they could take the vote against us. So we notate that, and that we factor that in consideration as well.
thank you, Kim. Thank you, Chair.
You're welcome.
Do we have any other questions or comments for Ms. Teehee? Okay, Speaker?
What about our Lieutenant Governor? Does he support us?
Yes, sir. He actually, he's a really good guy, and he does support us. And we understand the difficult situation he is in, the position that he is in. He can't, obviously, he doesn't have the authority to do anything contrary to the governor. And so we do believe that he is a strong supporter of ours. He is certainly, we can call on him anytime. We have called on him. He wants to work with us. He's been very, critical to our efforts too, in helping the Cherokee Nation Film Office and the tax credits there. And so we do support him because of that.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, if there's no other questions or comments, we have a motion and a second on the floor, is that correct? Okay, all in favor? All right. Any opposed? All right, motion passes. Okay, we'll move on over to announcements. Is there any announcements? Okay, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. All right, all in favor? All right, we're adjourned.